In this video I'm going to show you how to set up a blog and create articles. So first thing we do is we click on articles over here to see if we have any. We don't. This is a fresh blank install for this demonstration. So we're going to create an article. Let's call this test article. We'll just call it test article 1. And I'm just going to put in some content just to have something show on the page. Like that. And we're not going to add any images or anything like that for the moment, so we're just going to add that article. Now when you do that, you can click this here to, let me just close these tabs. So if we click this here, this is the actual page for the article. So you've got your heading and the actual content that you put in there. If you had any images, they would show up here as well. But this is basically your article page. In the URL at the top, you'll see that it says !news equals, and this is the ID for the actual news article. So if we go back to articles in the admin area, we can see this is the article we added. This here is the ID number, and if you want to edit it, just click on this and you can change your content and title and all the other stuff. Now what if we wanted to display multiple articles through a blog page on your website? So at the moment we've just got this article added, and this here is the URL. So if we wanted to display this on our website, we would have to manually use this URL and point the visitor to go look at the article. But that's not very practical if you've got lots and lots of articles on your website. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set up a category to actually display and list all our articles. So to do that, we go into categories over here, and we don't have one set up at the moment, so we're just going to add a new category and we're going to call it blog. And the only one other thing you kind of have to do is if you go down to category listings here, it's set to products default. You got to make sure this is set to news default. So just change that and click add category. Oh, I had one set up already, which is why I'm getting this error message. So I'm just going to call this my blog, so it doesn't conflict. I could clear the URLs, but anyway. Yeah, add category. Okay, so we've added this category called my blog, and if I open that now in a new tab, you can see that's saying no articles found. So what we need to do now is we need to make sure that our articles are displayed and listed here. So to do that, we go to our existing article, we edit it, and we change and select the category that we want it to appear in. So we want it to appear in the my blog category. Select that, save article. Now if we go back here and refresh this page, you can see that this category page is now displaying a list of our articles. It's only got the one at the moment, but if we click on this, it will then open the article page itself with all the full content and the entire article page. So if we go back, then we could browse through other articles. So just to show that, I'm going to duplicate our existing article a few times. So just click duplicate 1, 2, 3. Now just before we do anything, just go back to articles, and when you duplicate an article, it's going to be set to draft instead of published, so it won't actually be visible. So we have to edit these and just set them to publish so that they show up. Do that one, this one, and the third one. Okay, so now if we go to our blog and refresh our blog page, you can see that we have a list of all our articles showing up on our category here. And if we kept adding these, if we just go back to our category here for a second and edit it, if you go down to category listings, it's saying number of columns 3 by 3. Automatically for news, for blog, it defaults to 1 column, but the amount that displays on the page is basically the number of columns by number of rows, which is 3 3s is 9. So if we wanted to say just display 3 items on the page, let's just do 1 by 3 there and save that. And so now if we go back here, it should only display 3 articles. And what happens then is it'll automatically create pagination here, and you can click through. If we click on number 2, the other article rolls over onto the next page and so forth. So you can have hundreds of articles all added to that category, and the CMS will automatically create these pages to list them all. Now what you can do is you can go as deep as you want on that. You can go back to categories, and under my blog you could create a new category and have subcategories for different types of articles on your website. So you might have latest news, I don't know what's happening, whatever suits your website. You can break it down into subcategories, and if we do that, I'll just show you. Let's just call this what's happening and add this category. Oops, put a semicolon there by accident. Should be apostrophe. Okay. And the URL slug here, let's just change that, get rid of that hyphen there. We don't have friendly URLs enabled, but if we did, you'd see it up in the URL. At the moment it's just using the default. So once you do that, if we go back to categories, you can see we've added a new subcategory under our blog. And if we go back to our articles, we can edit this one, for example. We're just going to call this test article 5, and we will, under categories, we will select the what's happening category. Now we want to also likely select this one as well, so that it shows up in both. But if you just want it showing up in one, or if you didn't want it in the main one, you could uncheck that. But we're going to do both. So save article. So now if we go back to categories, and if we click on this category, right, so this is set to say no products found. So this is actually set to products by default. So we've got to go back, edit that, and under listings format, just set that to news default, and we'll set it to 1 by 3 to keep it consistent with the other category. Just refresh this now, and we can see that this category is now displaying just this article but not the other ones. And if we go back to categories and look at our original category, this displays them all. So then what you would normally do is you would have in your nav bar, you would link to this category as your blog, and then you might have maybe a list of links that break it down into the other categories if you wanted to do that. So another thing you can do as well is if you go to settings and click on categories, you can actually set some defaults. So it's set to products default here at the moment. If I set that to news default and select that to 1 by 3, which is what we were doing, save that. The next time you go and create a new category, these will be pre-selected for you. So set to news 1 by 3, and so therefore you can easily, just when you're creating new categories, have them exactly how you want them to look. And that's pretty much it. That's how you set up articles, and it's not really team related. It's all done through the CMS, but you will when you're linking to your blog page. So if I go to categories, you see what you'll probably do in your team and your template is you won't link directly to any of these. Instead, what you'll do is you'll link to your blog, your category, and then when people visit that, the CMS looks after all the links to the actual articles themselves. So just in your navbar, put a link to your blog, and it's all there. And if you want to go deeper, as I say, break it down to extra subcategories, you can do that too. Okay, thank you for watching. Goodbye.